Welcome to the Crisscross Corner podcast. Welcome back to the Crisscross Corner podcast. I'm your host, Chris Canty. Go to anchor.fm/crisscrosscorner/support. Your support is appreciated. Join the podcast Facebook group at Crisscross Corner Podcast on Facebook. And subscribe to the Crisscross Corner YouTube channel, where all the latest videos are released. All right. What you doing, Detroit? What you doing? Team USA has won the gold. They just recently beat France in the Olympics over in Tokyo. That's the team of Drew Holiday, Kevin Durant, and many more of our NBA stars have just won a gold medal. So I think that's 4 Olympics in a row. I believe it's this one, Rio, London, and Beijing were the last golds we won. So 4 in a row. Last time we got less than a gold was, I think it was 2004. And that was a team with LeBron and Larry Brown as coach. We don't look back on that Olympics, but we're pushing forward. On to 2024, which is going to be, ironically, in France. So USA just beats France in the 2020 Olympics, and they have to go to France in 2024 to defend their title. So can't wait for that. All right, number 2, we have DCFC, Detroit City FC, begins their fall season tonight, August 7th, 2021. For tickets, go to the DCFC website. White boy Rick is suing FBI agents and the Detroit Police Department after spending 32 years in prison. The government used him as a pawn and disposed of him after they, did what they needed to do to get the bad people. In 1988, he was sentenced to life in prison in Michigan under the state's 650 life law, which those found in possession of more than 650 grams of cocaine or heroin with a stiff penalty of life imprisonment without parole. So he got the parole, and now he's out, and now he's suing the city as well as the federal government. So let's keep our fingers crossed for white boy Rick. Okay, speaking of white people and suburbans, a Troy man, which ironically he was black, he wasn't white, but it happened in a white area. A Troy man has been charged after shooting at a tow truck on 696 because it was in the way. Now, I understand what road rage is, and it's never that serious. If a tow truck is in the way, you slow down and get out the way. You don't try to speed into it and complain that it's in the way and then shoot at it. They got the guy, his friend snitched on him. Now he's in jail. Thank God. But please, people, please, before you get out on the road, please understand that you're in a motor vehicle and your actions have consequences. So please don't get mad at somebody and shoot at them, because you could spend a long time in prison for doing stupid things. So please slow down and keep your cool. Speaking of keeping your cool, we got Dave Chappelle is coming back to Detroit. He's coming to reopen, quote unquote, because we're back at 100% capacity in Detroit, the Fillmore. He's coming to the Fillmore August 10th and 11th. He is going to be filming his next Netflix special. So please go to Ticketmaster.com. Tickets are on sale now. I believe there's a 7 p.m. and a 10:30 show for both days. So please get your tickets now. The Michigan State Fairgrounds could be getting the transit center Metro Detroit deserves coming up. Now, they were talking about having Amazon go to the Michigan State Fairgrounds on 8 Mile and Woodward, next to the New Meyer and the shopping center over there. That's still in the works. However, they're going to be changing. There's a lot of ideas for changing the huge, I think it's I don't know what it's called. It's like a sort of like a white barn area. They're trying to change it into a transit center. So it'll be used for transit, for SMART and DDOT, as well as police offices, DPW offices. So rented space and a place where, because where it is now, the transit center is now, it's just a few bus stops and a whole bunch of buses, and there's nowhere. Like when it gets cold, people are just standing out there in the cold, and it looks miserable. So with this new development, it will probably help people stay warm in the cold months, as well as having a more inviting look to a bus stop, because right now it doesn't look inviting. It looks pretty dangerous and miserable. So I hope this idea for this development goes through, as well as helping. I think Amazon is still coming there, so it helps people working at Amazon get to work, because most people who work at Amazon don't really have a mode of transportation to get there. So this development will work wonders for this area and help the people in the Metro Detroit area. Speaking of helping people in the Detroit area, we have Chase Bank. Now, Chase Bank has opened a new branch in Corktown, and they are offering free financial health resources to citizens of Detroit. Please take advantage of this opportunity, folks, because a lot of people don't really understand the positives of being financially literate. And this new grassroots approach to banking and community development will help the city of Detroit. And I think more banks will take this model and, run with it to help more people become more financially literate and more financially stable, because a lot of people in the Metro Detroit area are on their last straw, basically. COVID and these stimulus checks is pretty much what's having people hold on to what they have right now. So please take advantage of these financial help resources and check out the Chase in Corktown. All right, we got Eastern Market. Now we're going to things I really want to talk about. Eastern Market is banning tailgating for this season for the Lions. Eastern Market is a huge spot to tailgate for the Lions games. And Eastern Market says we're not having it this year. One main reason is because COVID is still running wild. And because everything's at 100%, many people, vaccinated or unvaccinated, believe that they can just wild out and be next to each other and not hope they don't get the virus, which many people have. COVID numbers are still going up, and they're going back up in a really fast, like the curve is really going up. Please get vaccinated. If you're unvaccinated and you still want to do vaccinated things, this time is probably the most dangerous time for you. Even if you don't think you're going to get it, or you think it's a hoax, or you think that your body's going to change your DNA, pregnancy, if it's going to mess up mess up everything. I don't know, but a lot of crazy stories, a lot of crazy rumors of what the COVID vaccine could do. And most of this is just rumors. Please, please, please get the vaccine, because there's a lot of unvaccinated people doing vaccinated things, going to crowds, going to concerts, going to school, spreading the disease. And yes, for people who are arguing that if you get the vaccine, you can still get COVID. Yes, you can. However, if you get the vaccine and you get the virus, there's a significantly lesser chance of you in the hospital on a ventilator and or dying. So please get the vaccine. And if you are unvaccinated, trying to do vaccinated things, and you didn't spread the disease or get the disease yourself, don't come for sympathy here on the podcast. All right? But please give that $4.99 a month at anchor.fm/Crisscross Corner/support. Your support is appreciated while you're alive. All right. Now, Rolling Stone has released a list of the top 50 songs of the 1990s. And I'm just going to go through a few. I'm not going to go through all of them because it's 50. I want this show to be short today. Number 45, we have Little Kim with Lil Cease. We have Crush on You, the remix in 1997. And of course, the link is below on YouTube and Facebook. So you can see this list yourself. Little Kim with Lil Cease, Crush on You, number 45. We have Supergrass, All Right. Pretty nice song. Ace of Base, The Sign. Pretty nice song. We have Damn, I Wish I Was Your Lover by Sophie B. Hawkins. Iconic 90s song from 1992. Still Not a Player by Big Pun featuring Joe. I don't want to be a player no more. I'm not a player. I just, have sex a lot. All right. Mind Playing Tricks on Me, Ghetto Boys, 1991. You Get What You Give by The New Radicals, 1998. If It Makes You Happy by Sheryl Crow, 1996. Of course. I'll Be by Foxy Brown with Jay-Z, 1996. Baby Got Back, Sir Mix-a-Lot, 1992. Around the World by Daft Punk in 1997. Torn by Natalie Imbruglia. I could never say that name right. Natalie Imbruglia. It's a pretty nice song. Wonderwall by Oasis. I was wondering when this song was going to come up. 1995. Shook Ones by Mobb Deep, of course. Loser by Beck, 1993. Rosa Parks by Outkast, 1998. Let's see. No Scrubs by TLC, 1999. The Rain by Missy Elliott. Nothing But a G Thing, Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, 1992. More Money, More Problems. Notorious B.I.G. with Mace and Puff Daddy, 1997. Number 2, No Diggity by Blackstreet. And number 1, of course, it's Rolling Stone magazine. They're gonna do a rock song, and everybody knows this song. Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana. All right, that's the top 50 songs of the 90s by Rolling Stone. Now, this week we don't have a top 10 list. However, I do have some announcements for the podcast and the Crisscross Studios family. I'm going to be doing a series on definitive songs of the decades from 1960 to the 2010s. So I'm going to start off with the 1960s and then do the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s. I'm going to be doing the top 25 songs of my choosing. Okay, I'm going to have my friends from the Great Debaters on the show so we could talk about these songs and see if I could switch up some songs with some songs that they think should be in the top 25 list. So definitive songs of the decade series will be coming this fall, starting in September. Also, we have the Great Debaters coming back this fall in September, as well as Kris Talk, which will be me answering questions from the audience in little snippets, and I'll be releasing those on YouTube. The Only Amigos will be back. Me and Bryce are coming back this October. And we have Kris and Kris coming back in September with some sports, all-time sports, music, movies, WWE, etc. And we're going to be talking about the upcoming NBA series and NFL seasons. So please, stay tuned for all the stuff that we have this fall and on the Crisscross Corner. Now, Crisscross Corner will be releasing new episodes every week, of course. Our live schedule has been somewhat compromised because I'm working again. Mark is working. So we will be releasing live videos and, letting you guys know ahead of time before we get on live, so you can tune in to us on Facebook or YouTube, whichever one we go on. Join the Facebook group. That's the only way you get to watch the live show before it gets released on YouTube or podcast platforms. So if you want to see us raw, uncut, go to the Facebook page. The YouTube page is usually edited, sound bit, everything, and on the podcast. So whatever you hear on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, that is the edited version of what we do on Facebook. So if you want to hear us raw, uncut, pre-show, after show, go to Facebook. Join the Facebook group, Crisscross Corner Podcast on Facebook. Also, please support the podcast, anchor.fm/Crisscross Corner /support. And that has been another episode of the Crisscross Corner. Please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Breaker, iHeartRadio, anywhere you listen to a podcast. Please subscribe. Go to Shop Crisscross to get your t-shirts to rep Detroit and the Crisscross Corner Podcast. Please stay safe, social distance, and be nice to each other.